Hi, Steve Gamache here with a Chef Knives to Go quick look product video on the Kajihara Kurouchi or KU Gyuto 240mm knife. This line of knives has a core steel of Aogami or blue paper number 2 carbon steel, and the heat treat rating is right about 62 on that core steel. The construction of this blade is a softer iron cladding, which is reactive, over the top of that core steel. It's very easy to see the core steel here. And so this reactive cladding has a Kurouchi or KU blacksmith finish on it that's got a fairly slick feel to it. It's not super textured. You've got a sandblasted finish here on the blade road where the grind starts down towards the edge of the knife. So this is an all-reactive blade. It's not stainless in any way. The weight on this blade is fairly substantial. It's 7.6 ounces, 216 grams, and the blade length is 245, so a little oversized 240. The overall length about 15.7 inches. These knives are kind of thicker, heavier, more substantial blades. That's the style that the blacksmith does on these. So the thickness right above the spine on this is about 4.3, or I should say right above the heel. And it thins out a little bit, but then pretty much just keeps that the whole way until you hit the very edge where the grind starts. So this is not a thin tip on this knife, but the convexing kind of starts right at the last second there on the tip. The overall height on this at the heel is about 49.5 millimeters. These will vary per sample since they are handcrafted. The handle type is a really nicely done oval rosewood / ebony ferrule. Great fit and finish on it. This is a very dark rosewood. They'll vary a little bit. The 210 sample I have has much lighter colored rosewood, so these will vary. But really nice handles. The install's pretty nicely done as well, where it goes into the tang. The handle circumference is right around 3 inches here at the ferrule wood junction. Feels pretty good in the hand. The fit and finish on this blade, it's not, super slick fit and finish, but it's got a feel of a well-crafted, sturdy blade. And they've got a little bit of relief here on the choil area, and the spine's not too bad. You could probably use a little sandpaper if you wanted to clean it up, but I think it's doable right out of the box. The out-of-the-box edge on this is not too great. I should have put that in the 210 version, but it doesn't have a lot of edge on it. I would say you'd probably want to sharpen this out of the box. You're really not going to get the most out of this knife until you put your own edge on it. And the same could be said for the 210 as well. I'm going to rate it more like about a 3 out of 10. So you kind of want to be able to sharpen, in my opinion, if you're going to get this or the 210. But the blue number 2 will take a screaming edge, and it'll do it quickly because it's a really nice carbon steel. The defining characteristic of this blade and its 210 little brother is the flat profile. So the tip isn't very high on the blade. The spine comes down to meet the edge more than vice versa. So you've got a long flat spot on here, and then you've got a very gentle curve towards the tip, or belly. So there's not a lot of belly in this blade, so it's got an overall quite a flat profile if that's something you're looking for. The other thing that defines its blade, it's a rather stiff, heavy blade, and it's not super duper thin at the edge. They kind of bring the convexing down starting at the grind line, but then convex it much further down right into the edge. So this is not a skinny mini knife. It's not going to go through products like a laser, but it's acceptable on things like onions and such. You'll get a little bit of wedging at the tip, but it's acceptable performance on that to get your work done. Where I think these knives shine is on the main part of the blade, where the flatter spot is. You'll get better performance there, and it's really good if you like to chop and push cut ingredients. So it's a nice kind of heavy, substantial blade with some quality feel to the blacksmithing on it. Just don't look this to be a laser. That's not what it is. The balance point on this is up about right there, so it's a little in front of a pinch grip, which would be back here. And it's just an overall interesting blade. So if you're looking for a heavier, stiffer Kurouchi blade, this might be an interesting choice for you. So there you have the Kajihara Kurouchi Gyuto 240mm knife.